Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into one of the best-kept secrets in the UK job market right now. Seriously, we're talking about a role that's quietly becoming the absolute backbone of the UK's housing retrofit revolution, the ventilation sales advisor. Whether you're looking for a quick route into a booming industry, or maybe you're thinking about a total career pivot, this role is absolutely critical right now. Manufacturers, contractors, and housing services, they are all practically begging for people to fill these shoes. And the best part? The barrier to entry isn't about years of climbing around lofts or having serious technical installation experience. It's entirely about your ability to communicate. So, let's explore why this specific role is bridging such a massive gap in the housing market today.
To really wrap our heads around why this demand is so huge, we just have to look at the homes we actually live in. You know, the traditional UK home. It was drafty, it was freezing cold, and it leaked heat like an absolute sieve. So, naturally, over the last 10 years or so, there's been this massive push to fix that. We've packed in heavy insulation, we've slapped on double glazing, and we've sealed up all those drafts tight. But here's the catch. By making these homes super airtight, we accidentally created a brand new monster. These houses literally cannot breathe anymore, which means all the moisture inside just gets trapped. And get this, a typical family produces roughly 10 to 15 liters of water every single day, just from breathing, boiling pasta, taking a shower, everyday stuff. With nowhere to go, that water turns into severe condensation, aggressive mold, and honestly pretty terrible indoor air quality. Homeowners and landlords are waking up to this absolute nightmare, but they have no idea how to fix it. They need a human being who can translate highly technical, confusing fixes into plain, simple English. And that right there is exactly where the ventilation sales advisor comes in.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, your AI co-pilot, and how you'll be working smarter from day one.
Now, I know exactly what you're probably thinking. Sales advising? Doesn't that just mean drowning in endless paperwork, writing boring emails, and doing hours of heavy admin at the kitchen table every night? Well, actually, no, not anymore. From your very first day on the job, you are backed by an AI co-pilot that completely wipes out that admin dread. It's like having your own personal assistant. It drafts your proposals for you. It automatically organizes your follow-ups so you never lose track of a customer. It manages all those tedious customer relationship management records. It even takes the first crack at handling initial customer inquiry replies. It's basically your ultimate safety net, catching all those repetitive, time-sucking tasks. Why? Because your real value isn't your typing speed. It's your empathy. It's your ability to connect. The AI handles the robot's work so you can focus 100% on the human conversations that actually matter to a stressed-out homeowner.
Moving right along to Section 2, the day-to-day reality, or what you'll actually be doing.
So, with all that heavy admin totally out of the way and your AI safety net firmly in place, what does your actual day look like? Well, your core of focus is just having real conversations. You'll be responding to customer inquiries and figuring out exactly what kind of property they have and what specific moisture or mold nightmare they're dealing with. From there, you're explaining the right ventilation systems to them in plain English, getting their final proposals ready, and just honestly answering any concerns or objections they throw your way. And I really want to hammer this point home because it's absolutely crucial. You do not need to be the installer. Nobody is going to hand you a drill and ask you to crawl into a dusty loft. No way. Your job is purely to be the bridge. You explain the concepts clearly, you qualify the customers honestly, and you help them find the solution they so desperately need.
Now, what's really interesting about this next part is how we strip away the jargon. Section 3, Ventilation Tech Made Simple, providing plain English translations.
Listen, if the phrase ventilation tech makes you nervous, take a breath. There are really only 3 core systems you actually need to understand, and we're going to translate them into plain English right now. The first one is MEV, which stands for Mechanical Extract Ventilation. As an advisor, all you tell the homeowner is that it simply extracts stale air from wet rooms. That's it. Picture a bathroom mirror totally fogged up after a super hot shower, or a kitchen full of steam while you're boiling pasta. MEV just continuously, quietly pulls that damp, bad air right out of the house. No fluff, no confusing engineering jargon, just a super clear, functional explanation that anyone can instantly grasp.
Okay, system number 2 is MVHR, or Mechanical Ventilation with Heat Recovery. This one does double the work, but it's still super simple to explain. Just like the MEV, it pulls that stale, damp air out of the wet rooms. But at the exact same time, it's pushing fresh, filtered air from outside directly into the living spaces. And here's the absolute best part, the feature that customers literally fall in love with. It actually recovers the heat from the outgoing stale air and transfers it right to the fresh incoming air. So you're getting brilliant fresh air without making your house freezing cold in the middle of winter. You explain that dual action to a homeowner, and trust me, they see the immense value right away.
And finally, we have PIV, which is positive input ventilation. This one is incredibly popular for older, existing homes that are just battling constant condensation. Once again, keeping it in plain English, PIV simply takes fresh, filtered air and gently pushes it into the home, usually right from the loft. What this does is create a tiny bit of positive pressure inside the house. It's almost like blowing up a balloon just a little bit, and that pressure naturally forces all the damp, stale air out through the natural leaks and gaps that older houses already have. It literally stops condensation dead in its tracks. And that's the whole shebang. Knowing the simple functional differences between MEV, MVHR, and PIV is really all the technical knowledge you need to hit the ground running.
So you might be wondering, why does getting the right system actually matter so much? Well, check out this standard from the UK's Part F building regulations. It says, ventilation is about performance and compliance, not just product choice. And this is where you really add value. A great sales advisor knows you aren't just selling a cheap piece of plastic with a fan inside it. You are selling a system that legally has to perform to a certain standard to keep the people inside healthy and to stop the building itself from rotting away. When you wrap your head around those Part F regulations, you can show your customers exactly why performance is non-negotiable. It totally shifts the conversation from, hey, let's find the cheapest fan, to actually solving their terrible mold problem legally, safely, and permanently.
Now, any explainer worth its salt has to give it to you straight, right? Even with an awesome AI copilot, there is still some repetitive stuff. You'll still oversee follow-up calls, double-check CRM entries, finalize those proposals, and yep, you are definitely going to hear the exact same customer objections day in and day out. That's just the reality of literally any sales role. But let's contrast that with the rewards on the other side. This is deeply people-facing, hands-on work. The demand for these skills is exploding, which translates directly to massive job security for you. Plus, you get the actual, genuine reward of helping families turn gross, damp houses back into warm, safe homes. And on top of all that, there's a really clear progression path into senior sales and business development roles once you've nailed these basics down.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly who this role is built for. Whether your background is already in sales, or maybe it's admin, housing, customer service, or hey, maybe you're just looking for a complete ground-up career transition, you are an absolutely perfect fit for this. Notice what's completely missing here? Zero technical installation experience required. None. If you're comfortable talking to people, if you know how to organize information, or if you just like helping customers figure things out, you already possess the core skills you need to completely crush it as a ventilation sales advisor.
So, if you're watching this and thinking, wow, this is exactly the kind of secure, meaningful career pivot I've been waiting for, getting started is almost ridiculously easy. It's literally just 3 steps. Step 1, pull up your browser and head over to LELAIL.com. Step 2, just ask the LELAIL AI, start the Ventilation Sales Advisor course. And step 3, complete the interactive course and get your certificate. The whole curriculum is totally voice-first, which makes it super natural and intuitive to learn, and it's actually available in over 100 different languages. The core philosophy here is no one left behind. The tools, the AI, the training, the whole package is ready and waiting for you to dive in.
So as we wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. The market demand is undeniably massive right now. The AI technology is perfectly positioned to support you from day one. The only question left is, are you ready to be the bridge between a damp, unhealthy house and a warm, healthy home?